for all the details about what is the expenditure which is incurred, what are the projects which are there, and I am reply dila. This was a preliminary meeting with them, so we have asked them certain queries as to the targets, the deliverance, and performance. So next meeting will be held on 9th of April, because we will go through all this material which has been sent to us. But it looks like the electricity department seems to be performing. MLA Benzi Viegas had a grievance that Benoli was being neglected as far as this is concerned. He will explain details to you. But on the overall, they have also said about this project which is coming to Saligaon should be completed soon. And if that Saligaon project gets completed, we should have better power supply for our Bardes Taluka and North Goa. So we are hopeful that that should happen very fast.
दोतर आता असेंब्ली सेशन येता तुमचे ओपोजिशनाचे स्ट्रॅटेजी प्लॅन झाले
ना आमचो लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन मिटींग आपयतलो एंड वील वर्क आउट ऑन दी स्ट्रॅटेजी बिकॉज आमी डिवायड करपा जाय कितें कितें उलयतले बट फर्स्ट वी वील हॅव अ रिप्लाय टू द गव्हर्नर्स एड्रेस सो वी हॅव टील 20th टू सबमीट आवर अमेंडमेंट्स टू द गव्हर्नर्स एड्रेस ते हांव फायनलायज कोत्ता आयज आनी फायल कोतलो. But we have several issues which we wish to speak on the governor's address, and they will be presenting budget also. The budget discussion will happen, I think, post in the monsoon session, because there won't be time for budget each of the departments now. So this is what will come. आणि आमचे प्रायवेट मेंबर डे पासून मेळना आमकां कित्याक प्रायवेट मेंबर्स डे इज ओनली ऑन अ फ्रायडे. दिस इज मंडे, ट्यूसडे, वेडनेसडे, so we will not get a Friday. So whatever matter was postponed for the private members day will go for the next session.
Okay. One more thing, काल मनोज परबान एक प्रेस कॉन्फरन्स घेऊन ताणें सांगलें की खूबशे केसी तुमी सेट असायड केल्यो ते तुमी तांकां हेल्प जालो. So what do you feel about that cases, fake cases म्हणटा?
See, I'll tell you one thing. As a lawyer, I've always fought for the rights of an individual, and I believe that Article 21 must be given full respect, and the state must be able to ensure citizens can enjoy the right to life, the right to freedom of movement, the right to freedom of speech and expression. These are the root fundamental guarantees given by the Constitution, and it is in Universal Declaration of Human Rights also. And if this is sought to be stifled, no even an ordinary man will have freedom or even a right to speak anywhere. They will always live under fear. And देखो हाँ मुंटा, it is not simply I make this statement. The regime of Hitler also had this. You speak against the Führer, you were against Germany. If you spoke against him, it was like you were an anti-national. This is the way you are being targeted. While on the one side, it is always being made that they are speaking of honoring, respecting the freedom of speech. But other side, they are silencing the voice of the opposition, of anybody who opposes, whether you are an MLA or not an MLA. Anybody opposes. Sometimes you must realize, even in my case, sometimes people may say something which they don't like, what I may be doing. I will look at it. I will think of it positively. If it is something which merits consideration, I will rectify it. If it doesn't, I will ignore it. Because you got to understand that there has to be an opposition who will bring things to the fore. So it is not just in case of Manoj Parab and them. I have also been the lawyer for many people who have been in the BJP, who are also in the BJP, because for me it's a matter of upholding the law. So I look at it as a lawyer. It is shocking, but I don't think it's surprising, because I have seen that this is not the first case in an excise department there is such a scam. तुमकुगड़ा साहा ते पेडनेचे स्कॅम जालो तेन्ना they were making fake receipts, and finally कितें जाला आमचे गोंयचे सरकारान कितें केला? I think they have hushed up the case. Case is over. पयशे बोलले आनी काबार जाले. I don't think this will happen in Karnataka. पयशे भरून ते काबार जातले म्हण. They will prosecute them. And if of people of the level of an excise inspector is doing this, there are two things which we have to think. Why is he doing it? Why is he trying to make money? Is it because he has to pay somebody? Is it because somebody is asking him money? Therefore, he can't meet the demand and he has to make money from this manner. And naturally, from his salary, he can't pay anybody. So this is the first question which arises. The second is, even if he is not paying anybody, if he is not passing it down the line, his greed for making money must have stemmed not for the first time. And this, he must have thought, because he is an officer, because he holds the post, he can flash his ID card, he can get away with it. Unfortunately, he was deep into Karnataka and he couldn't escape. There was no way he could go forward nor backward. He got caught there. And that is how the entire thing got exposed. Third question which comes is, how did he cross Goa border? I ask you a simple question. You see that arrest of that woman, that actress in Karnataka, who was bringing gold, some kilos of gold. Did the police, did the CBI and whoever is investigating, ED and anybody, DRI, stop investigation only on that incident? Please understand what I am saying. The incident is, she was smuggling gold into the country. That is the incident. She was caught. They book her. They have gone beyond it. They are going to find out source. They are going to find out from where she's got money, whether she's got more contacts, whether others are involved. Does this happen in Goa? You see, big hauls of drugs, this is what I am raising. Big haul of drugs is done. Biggest, they said, in Giri. Did they find out who is the godfather, who is supplying, from where they are getting this much money to hold so much quantity of drugs? So I think that this is all a fixing which keeps going on. And it's a sad reflection that if you see people, police from other states are coming and nabbing people over here, and our Goa police is remaining sleeping, silent, or active partners in this.
जर तुका दिसता की एनीबडी इज देयर आनी कोण आसा कसो दिसता की एक इन्स्पेक्टर जर अशें करता जाल्यार ताका सुपिरियर कोण हेल्प करता अशें आसा?
I don't know whether superior आसा जाल्यार, but थर्ड पार्टी आमकां दुबाव आसा ते नेटवर्क आसत म्हण. Network म्हणल्यार that's a syndicate which is operating, and that syndicate cannot be of one man going with a basket on his head trying to cross the jungle. It's not like that. You are going in a car, so you have a point from where you're getting delivery, you're getting a point where you're getting it loaded, you're crossing the border, that's another point in which you have a connection, and then you have a point of delivery which is in another state. Whether it was last point was Karnataka or beyond Karnataka, I don't know, but you got caught in Karnataka. So it is a circle, you understanding? It can't be one person. So whoever from where it has come in, was it accounted for? How did it land? Without transportation receipts, no goods carriers, you're putting in a private vehicle and you're taking it, and then finally you get caught over there, because then you have to see what is the final destination. Is this a solitary incident, only one of its kind, or whether this was regular? This is for them to investigate. I'm only giving my thoughts what run. As a lawyer, I would immediately think of these things. And therefore, I think the police cannot be sleeping. If they are genuine in their investigation, probably some high and mighty persons' names may also come out, we don't know, who are godfathers, who are blessing, or who may be taking commission, or who may be partners in this criminal business.
काल एक असिस्टंट प्रोफेसर गोवा युनिव्हर्सिटीन त्यांनी पेपर लीक केला म्हणजे सस्पेंड झाला त्याचे.
So I don't know much about that case. Let me be honest with you. If it has happened, I've heard also the Vice Chancellor speak. It is better to have a clarity on both the sides before I make any of this thing. But if such an incident has happened, it's condemnable, and I think then a serious action should be taken. If such an incident was possible, its bigger question is possibility. He entered somebody's room and accessed computers and all that. There will be CCTV camera. He tries to give his explanation. At the same time, the VC says that we got no complaint. So I don't know how the VC got an explanation without a complaint. But whatever it is, if VC is being honest about how it should be done, Tumkugra Saha, in the first session of the assembly, I had spoken about illegal recruitment which were done. The recruitment was done, the people were taken in the job before the list was published on the internet. And what did the VC do? Nothing. So I think this may also get a burial under the carpet, to say.
How will you react on NEP?
I think NEP, national education policy is not mandatory. It is only a matter which is a suggestion to the states. Yes, the state government has now accepted NEP and decided to implement, but I don't think NEP speaks about starting of an academic year in April. It talks about the number of hours, the classes, the syllabus, but I don't think, I've not seen anywhere where it speaks about starting from 1st of April. And you have to understand, why is education kept in a concurrent list? Education is kept in concurrent list so that the state and the union can both give in inputs and make sure that they can bring a robust education and a robust policy for national integration as well as thinking of the state's interests. And I think that NEP, they should have thought of our conditions. Every day तुम्ही पळयतात आमकां हें जाता कितें हीट वेवाचें आमकां notification येता. And if we are already in the month of March, hardly entering April, and we are getting from February, we started getting these notifications, warnings. I don't know what will be the fate of our children. Finally, education and the schools are for our children, not for the people who sit in AC offices. So it is for them. They should be comfortable. And naturally, even the timings should allow them free time, because our schools don't have the infrastructure. I've spoken about this in the assembly. For the timing, they don't have the infrastructure. If you have infrastructure, give them everything. Music teachers, sports instructors, football coaches, everything you can give them. Gym instructors, put them in your institutions and give them all these facilities. If you don't have, parents are sending children to other places to get them an all-round development. Just remaining in the class to mark the hours and say, okay, he sat for 5 hours and 6 hours today. That's not education. Education doesn't come from sitting inside walled classrooms. Education can also be outside the walled classrooms. And I think the state government pushing it is not realizing how they will kill the education and kill the system, which will make people leave these institutions and go probably to these private institutions which have a different system. And they will go to those private institutions, like how our government schools are being shut down one by one. The government primary schools you all are seeing, it's already being closed. And I think that is a misdirection. And we need true educationists who can come and see the situation and salvage it.